cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Well. Welcome back to Zero Dark 30 with John. It is Tuesday morning, and a news story came up. Figured it was a good one for today, good one for this morning. The president of El Salvador. You're thinking, El Salvador, isn't that one of those countries that's overrun with filthy, murderous, scumbag drug dealers and communists and shit? No, it used to be. But they have this guy in El Salvador named President Bukele. I know these foreign guys, I always mess their names up. That's all right. So Bukele was elected. El Salvador was a fucking mess. And I mean a mess. Well, he fixed it. So he threw all of the corrupt judges out of office, threw them out. And then they arrested all of the drug dealers, the drug sellers, the drug pushers, the knuckle draggers, the hitmen, the sleepers, the insiders, and cleaned the country out. Filled his jails full of these scumbags. Probably would have been better off just killing him, but hey, that's kind of Hitler-esque, isn't it? Anyways, he cleans it up. And he was asked a question. Topic came up. People are calling you a dictator. And essentially he said, I would rather wake up and read the newspaper and have it say dictator, right? Than to read the headlines, murder, which is the way it was. So he says, I'd rather be called a dictator than to see, El Salvadorians dead in the street. So I thought about that. I thought, well, yeah, which one is better? To call the president a dictator for cleaning up crime? Or should people be dying in the streets and in their homes and in their schools and at parades and shopping malls and in churches? Right. So that begs the question, does it not? What have they been calling Trump? Dictator. He's a dictator. Well, they went past dictator and they just started calling him Hitler and Hitler-esque and Nazi and Gestapo. Right? They want to call him all those names because that believes the left, believe that will drive people to believing them and understanding them and wanting to be one of them. Well, it hasn't. But again, it begs the question. What would you rather have? Situation we have where drag queens read to children at school. Parents are kicked out and not allowed to control what's going on or even understand or see. What would you rather have? A country where parents can say, you know what, I'll skip the baby injections instead of having the doctor call the police, Child Protective Services, and take the child because they didn't get their money to inject it full of toxins? Would you rather have a country that has a closed border guarded by the military, or National Guard, if you will, or one where it's overrun with millions and millions every year pouring in to sell drugs, to kidnap children, to, to traffic women as prostitutes, to murder, rape, pillage, right? Which one's better? Right? Would you rather have a dictatorship where all of that is stopped, where there's respect and safety and decency? Would you rather have a country run by a bunch of fucking hooligans so that schools are, like prisons, where the nastiest, filthiest inmates run everything? So that's I don't know. To me, that makes perfect sense. I'd rather have a real president fixing things. And you know what? I think this kind of again begs the question: is this something similar to what happened in Germany in the 1920s? Because people say, how could the German people fall for the Hitler lie? And this is in no way an apology, not an apologist argument for Hitler. It is a legitimate look at what the fuck happened. So the German people after World War I were blamed. No, wait, I take that back. The Kaiser, the leader of Germany, or the Germanic area, because it was called all kinds of different names, he was accused of being the start, right? Since Germany lost World War I, they were credited with starting it. And then the people of Germany were told they have to pay it. So they were treated, oh, I would say, worse than anyone on the planet by other governments for something their government did. The people didn't do it, but the people were ordered to pay the equivalent of trillions of dollars. And they paid it, folks. They paid it. But after World War I, they were crushed and destroyed by this reparations, if you will. And what else was going on in Germany? Well, they were being overrun and their culture was being attacked from within by a group of people who were pushing, of all things, homosexuality, transgenderism, and anti-Germanic propaganda and cultural warfare. They were being attacked not only financially, but as a people. So you often wonder how in Nazi Germany, the Germans decided to, well, let's just pick on a group of people. Let's pick on the Jews. So they made them wear the yellow star. And then they picked on the homosexuals and said, here's your pink triangle, put it on. You see, Germany government knew who was trying to destroy Germany, and they were trying to fix it. The books that they were burning were on this pornography. It was transgenderism. It was very, very anti-German propaganda. That's what they were burning. But history, or the history books rather, have told us something quite different. And once again, I'm not making an apologist argument for what Hitler did, or for what Stalin did, or Mao, or Castro, or any other, murderous, barbarous guy. But how do you fix a country that is out of control? Would you rather have a dictator fixing things, or would you rather have a system where the ultra wealthy control information, control money, and control government decisions by bribing everyone? Which would you rather have? You see, it's quite a pickle, isn't it? It's the pickle we're all in psychologically when it comes to this shit. Right? Who do you trust more? A dictator that says, I love our country and I want to fix it, and I love our culture and I want to protect it. I love our children and we need to raise them as normal human beings. Would you rather have a country where the most awful things are occurring? You're being invaded by a foreign military that wants to kill you and rape your women and steal everything and sell drugs and run organized crime rackets who then pay off politicians. We need the United States of America to become Mexican in that respect? Or do we need a country like El Salvador where you have a president who knows that there's a problem and you need extraordinary measures to fix extraordinary problems? I think a lot of America was hoping Trump was going to be that guy and was going to be able to figure it out. Instead, we have the cartels running the bureaucracy. Still, Not one arrest. Not one arrest. Bukele was able to make his country one of the freest and safest in the world without concentration camps. But he does have prison camps. Well, prisons. America does too, but for some reason, our country's not fixed. How long until somebody fixes this? Chance favors the prepared mind. Shit has hit the fan. Do you understand that? You know where this leads. Godspeed, God bless America, and Semper Fi.